Hey everybody, this is Joe Robinson, and in this video I want to share my top 5 tips for songwriting. First up, set goals. So, for me, I really find it helps me having goals of how many songs I want to write during a year, how many songs I want to write during a month, how many songs I want to write in preparation for an album, and just, working really hard to be as prolific and as productive and keep the quality high. On my computer, I keep folders, a folder labeled Songs 2020, and I'll put all the songs I write this year in there. Songs 2019, I'll put all the songs I write, last year in there. And, a couple years ago, I wrote 80 songs, and, about 70 of them were co-writes. So lots of collaboration, and for me, having a goal and just keeping in mind how many songs I'd written really just helped me to, set a target and hit it. And I think so much of songwriting is writing a lot and getting so used to just crafting pieces of music. Some people might argue that that's kind of taking the inspiration out of it, but I really believe that you want to be able to take raw inspiration and know how to craft it into a beautiful piece of music, a beautiful song. And I've been living in Nashville for about 10 years, and I've written songs with a lot of people, in fact hundreds of people, and the more experienced people, they know how to navigate the twists and turns of a song, and that's kind of a separate issue to inspiration to me. So set goals and see the big picture. And the big picture is getting better, developing the craft, working the songwriting muscle. And, if you want to go in the studio, having a lot of songs to choose from, I think is advisable. Second tip is to have courage. I think it takes a lot of courage to be a creative person, to share your ideas with people, and, to put your heart on the line, especially, great songwriting can be vulnerable. So you need courage. And I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Daniel Levitin, author of This Is Your Brain on Music, says, don't play songs for family members. And I agree with him. Your family are used to seeing you through the lens of being a family member and not a performer. So they may take some getting used to seeing you through the lens of being a performer and a songwriting, creative artist person. So courage is really important, I think, not just in songwriting. Rhyme hard. So hard rhymes. Hard rhymes is rhyming tear with fear and not tear with tear. You'd be amazed how many songwriters try to get away with really weak rhymes. But if you study the greats, if you study Bob Dylan and Tom Waits and Leonard Cohen and Rodney Crowell and Guy Clark, Townes Van Zandt, they use hard rhymes almost exclusively, and they really care about the language used. I was at Rodney Crowell's songwriting camp as a guest, instructor and working with students, and I watched Rodney, critique songs of dozens of the campers, and he would have a lyric sheet as they played their song, and he would cross out every other line and said, I would really search for a better rhyme than that, because when you get a rhyme that's, a perfect rhyme, it's so satisfying. And I really think there's a psychological connection to hard rhymes versus, weaker rhymes that a lot of songwriters try to get away with. But the poets don't get away with it. The poets hard rhyme. And I'll also say that Harlan Howard said, hit songs are written, standards are rewritten. So rewriting and tweaking your songs so that the language is solid, the music is solid, and the arrangement, is solid. Really important ingredients in creating great music, I think. Next tip is to turn off the computer. I think, we should be able to write songs with just an instrument, piece of paper, and, a voice recorder, to log our ideas. I think if we get too, used to using a computer for, creating the track and having the track give the song energy. I know that there's so many writer-producers out there these days, but I think it hurts, songwriting, to be honest. I think if you can't get it across on just an instrument, probably isn't strong enough song. My last of the top 5 tips is to use the 12 notes well. In music, there's only 12 notes. I watched a cool interview with Quincy Jones where he was speaking about how he studied with a famous arranger in Vienna. And the interviewer asked him, what did you learn that was most valuable from this arranger? And Quincy said, well, I learned there's just 12 notes, and there's a lot of ways you can use them, and it's really valuable to study the way they've been used in the past few hundred years, because really it can be overwhelming with the amount of options and possibilities we have with regard to where our melody can go, where our harmony can go, but there's only 12 notes. We might as well figure out ways of using them, whether it's using diminished chords, and I love to take like a triad there, like an A-flat triad, and just moving the bass around. And just figuring out so many different ways to surround a nice melody with interesting and unique harmony. So just using those 12 notes well. A lot of songs are just written using 8 notes, just the major scale. And there's a lot of beautiful music written that way. But I think, just finding beautiful twists and turns melodically, chordally, outside of, the diatonic scale can be really, really nice and beautiful. So anyway, I hope those ideas help, and I hope they encourage you and fill you with a desire to share your songs with the world, because I think the world needs great art, the world needs great inspiration, and the world needs people who really care about doing good work, doing good creative work. So thanks for watching this video, and check out my True Fire channel, Guitar Synergy, if you want to learn more about my process with regard to guitar technique and fingerstyle guitar, electric guitar, improvising, as well as songwriting as well. So thanks.